Good evening, everyone. It's me, Tabby. I'm back. So I decided I wanted to go ahead and show you a little recipe tonight. It's actually from one of our season best cookbooks, and it is the Baked Oatmeal Cups. So I believe you can actually get it online since this is a little bit older of a cookbook. But if you're interested in the recipe, I can always send it to you as well. So don't mind me as I look at the directions because I've never done this before. But I wanted to show you guys some of our products along with the recipes that we offer. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message and just have fun, enjoy the show, and hopefully they turn out good. So it actually says I already preheated the oven to 350. And so this right here is our little muffin pan. A lot of people make little tarts with it as well for like egg bites and things like that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to get some vegetable oil. You can use canola oil. And I'm just going to get the pan all nice and oiled. You can use a spray too if that's easier or you prefer that. But my mom taught me this little trick to just use some wadded up napkins and then tip over the oil like that. And that way you get just the right amount to where it's not getting the oil all over the pan, but just in the actual cups that you need it in. So we're almost done with that. Then the next step is we're going to combine the oats and the coconut. So some of these ingredients you obviously can switch out, especially if you have allergies, but this is what this particular one calls for. So the oats, it asks for 2 cups of oats. So I actually have our handy dandy measuring cup that actually measures both dry and wet ingredients. So this is really fancy. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 cups of oats. All right, so we have, I'm trying to remember which one I was putting it in. 1 cup there. I apologize if I seem a little rushed. I'm working on my window where my boys are out of the house. So there's a 2nd cup of oats. And then we have coconut. So it asks for 1/2 cup of coconut. So I have that right here. We like organic. So that's where I went, is with the organic. So 1/2 cup of that. Okay, mix that in. And then it also asks for and that's it for that. Okay, so now the next step is we're actually going to use some bananas. So I have our large batter bowl. So this is awesome. I use this all the time for pancakes. I'm actually going to be using it tonight because all 3 of my boys want breakfast for dinner. So right after I stick these muffins in the oven, I am actually going to be frying up some ham, making some scrambled eggs, maybe some pancakes. So I'll definitely be using this batter bowl in a little bit. Just let you know, I do have a little trash bag by me, so it's not just going on our kitchen floor. And so it calls for 3 ripe bananas. And then we're going to mash that up with one of my favorite tools, which is you can use the mix and masher, which is also similar to this, but this is the mix and chop. So this works really good. I always use it for like ground meat. It works good for like mashed potatoes, and I really like it for my guacamole. But as you can see, I'm mashing it up for this recipe, and it's super easy. All right, grab a little spoon real quick. Get that all in there. And then I do have our little flexible cutting mat right underneath this. I just love it. It's great to put your tools on while you're cooking and also just to keep everything nice and clean. And then the next step says to go ahead and add the butter, oil, honey, and water to the bananas and stir to combine. So I already melted the butter. It calls for let's see here. For the butter, wait for it. I know it's here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Where is it? This is embarrassing. There we go. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So I already pretty much measured this out, but this is our adjustable measuring spoons. So this is the tablespoon one. So it goes anywhere from 1 tablespoon down to 1 teaspoon. So it's awesome. I'm gonna put on 1 tablespoon just because I didn't actually measure it ahead of time. I just stuck a whole bunch of butter in this cup, our little handy dandy prep cup, and melted it. So that's about 2 tablespoons. And then it calls for the honey. And for the honey, it's 2 tablespoons as well. Once again, organics honey. I should like invest in stock with them. So 2 tablespoons of that. That's probably about right. And let's see, and a little bit of water. So 2 tablespoons of water. I'm gonna sneak that real quick. 1 and 2. I'm gonna go ahead and mash that all up again. Okay, and then we're actually gonna combine that with the oats. And that's what's awesome about the batter bowl, is it's just like the right size. You can just stick this whole recipe in here and it's gonna be plenty of room. So let me actually get one of our spatulas. Let me go ahead and just stir that around. So hopefully the boys will enjoy this, because like I said, this is my first time making it. So they're my little guinea pigs, which I don't think they mind. Okay. And then you can actually add whatever you want. So I actually chose to go with some chocolate chips and some blueberries. So those have already been washed and dried, and then I have my chocolate chips. So you're just gonna go ahead and kind of sprinkle that in a little bit at a time. Once again, my handy prep cups that I love, I use them literally daily for the boys' cereal and snacks, and it's great for like on the go as well. You just wanna fold in those 2 ingredients a little bit at a time. Gotta get all those chocolate chips in there. We're gonna go ahead and just mix that up. And then I'm gonna actually put this to the side because it calls for me to go ahead and put that into the muffin tin. I'm not gonna have you guys wait for that. So I will go ahead and take care of that. The next step, however, is a little bit more dry ingredients. So we do have brown sugar and cinnamon, and I think I'll go ahead and do that in my dry cup from the chocolate chips. So we have just a teaspoon of cinnamon. I have my other smaller measurable, adjustable measuring spoon. So I like to use that because it can actually reach inside the spice jar. I get a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then brown sugar, one of everyone's favorites, 1.5 tablespoons. Go ahead and let me just rinse off this real quick. Since I had a little bit of melted butter on it. Don't want to mix the ingredients. And I'm going to go ahead and get some of that brown sugar. So 1.5 tablespoons. Oh, that's right. I can adjust it. So just be. There we go. I don't have to dirty another one. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up as well. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and take all of the oatmeal mix with the goodies like the blueberries and chocolate chips. and I'm going to put it in the muffin tin. I'm actually going to stick that into the oven that I preheated for 350, and we're going to bake that for about 22 to 24 minutes. And then I am actually going to, oh, just kidding. I sprinkle this on top first, and then I put it in the oven for 22 to 24 minutes. I've learned kind of err on like the lesser of time. So I would actually probably bake it for about 20 and see how it is. And then go from there, adjust depending on your oven. And then you just let it cool for 5 minutes and then you can enjoy. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and finish that without you guys having to wait and watch. And then I will post the final product. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night.